Dillon, you might be on mute. What a way!
Did I start on mute
What
today?
what a way to start the show.
Oh no! So I will say, normally in that intro, our mics get muted. I might have muted it manually beforehand and forgot. Tough start. Let's start over. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Pulse here with the PeakBot team. I am Dillon, co-founder and co-host, joined by my co-founder and co-host Ben. We're excited to get into it again today. Got a full week of trading ahead of us. We'll be taking a look at a number of different things. Of course, as you see in the title of the episode, what the hell happened to Dell? We'll get into that and the earnings report there. We'll take a closer look at our watch list. And we're going to also take a closer look at our portfolios with our trend spread strategy. Again, anybody who's newer to the show, who isn't familiar with that strategy, we've automated a credit spread strategy that trades with the trend and also rolls contracts weekly to avoid assignment, which has been performing really well. Me personally, I'm up about 19, almost 20% on that strategy in the last about month and a half. So we can get closer, take a closer look at all of that. Ben, is there anything I missed here? Is there anything from the agenda? I guess what's going on below? Questions, put them in the chat. If you're feeling a little shy and you don't want to ask your question publicly to the world, that's okay too. Text us. Our number, our business line is on the phone, on the screen below, and text or call us anytime. We pride ourselves on being available. So you can also schedule your own one-on-one PeakBot demo and Q&A at the link below. So Ben, I'll hand it to you. I don't know which way you're actually facing, but
You're this way to me.
Okay. Well, I'll give it to you and we'll get into it.
All good. Cool. So I'm going to pull up the watch list now, and we're going to briefly go over this. As Dillon mentioned, I think we're going to spend some more time every Monday morning going through our positions that we played last week, because at least in Tradier, it does take until the next trading day for all of these trades to get loaded into my account. So I could show you what I've been trading. I could show you the results of that. But I did want to bring up the watch list as always. Like Dillon mentioned, we are automating option selling strategies. This watch list in front of us right now is specifically made for the wheel, and even more specifically, the vertical wheel. And what that just means is we are selling put credit spreads versus cash secured puts, or if your account allows it and you're feeling crazy, naked puts. Or if you get assigned shares and you own shares, we're selling call credit spreads. Or again, if you don't want to sell the spreads, covered calls in that case. So we are option sellers. We are earning premium. We are in the game of earning premium. And that means that we have usually a defined risk, which we set with our spread. And then we also have a defined win, right? We know what our win going into the week could be, what the maximum win could be. And that's the size of the premium right there. So this watch list is meant to provide all traders with the details of the usually top 50 to 150 most liquid options chains in the market. We've gone through how to pull that information in the past. We do get a majority of our information from bar chart, and then we use our own parameters to sort through the data. So it's important when looking at this list to consider the trend and the risk level. Because if you're just starting off trading the wheel strategy, then you're going to be trading, again, either a put credit spread or a cash secured put. And that particular side of the strategy is like bullish to neutral strategy. So we do want to consider what the trend is here. And if you scroll down, you'll notice that the trend changes, and so does the risk level. We go from lower risk to moderate risk. We've got bullish, neutral, bearish, all the way down to our high risk, which of course we'll be paying out higher premiums, and we can see the percentage of premium, and that's based on the amount of cash you need in the case of assignment. So to use Delta Airlines, number one on the watch list for this week, if you were to trade the wheel strategy on Delta Airlines, you would start by selling a put credit spread. Now your max loss is $200. That means we have a spread that's $2 wide. And we can get all the information on strike prices and the premium on the right side here. So our max loss we know is $200. Cash needed in our account if we were assigned is $5,000, and because we are selling the 30 delta. And essentially, if you do the calculation there, it's 100 shares per contract. So we're just taking that delta, multiplying it by 100, and that's how we get to that $5,000. And we're set to earn about $30 in premium, at least based on pre-market numbers. Now, again, this is all going to change all the way up until the moment PeakBot actually executes the trade, or if you're trading manually, you'll see all of this data right in front of you as you're getting your trade set up. And this percentage again is just this $30 divided into the amount of cash needed, and that's how you get to that dollar amount. Dillon, I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I don't know if it's your audio, my audio, but I don't know. I don't know if others can hear it or not. I just want it to be a pleasant experience for everybody.
Not sure what. Apologies.
All good. All good. The headline for today's show is "What the hell happened to Dell?" Right? And I'll pull up Dell's chart here. Earnings happened, and Dillon and I talk about this every week. We don't, as option sellers, we don't like trading any tickers that are reporting earnings, and you could see that pretty clearly on our watch list. And there's not going to be as many now, but any tickers with a blue flag, that's indicating that earnings are coming up this week. So we could see DocuSign ticker DOCU is reporting earnings on June 6th. So that's in 3 days. So that's this week. Looks like the only one on this part of the watch list that's reporting earnings this week. So that's something that at least Dillon and myself will actively avoid. Again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. This is all just information provided to you so that way you can make your own investing decisions. So I'm going to go back to Dell here. And if we look at, if we had traded Dell last week, and specifically on the wheel strategy, using PeakBot strategy, weekly options, we would have sold a put right around this time frame here. It looks like Dell was trading at around 167, right? So I'd imagine at that point, the 30 delta where we would have started our put credit spread, probably around, I don't know, 163, 164, just a guess. But as we can see, as time went on, earnings came up, and man, the bottom fell out on Dell, right? So we took on all of the risk for Dell to earn a defined, amount of premium when there was, all this potential downside. It doesn't matter how much the stock price goes up on earnings again, because we're only going to earn whatever this premium is here on a winning week. Our max loss, and hopefully anybody that was automating Dell, hopefully they did have their hedge on and they were selling put credit spreads and they didn't leave it naked, or even cash secured, because they'd be seeing a much larger unrealized loss. So hopefully anybody trading that did see just whatever this max loss turned out to be and nothing more. And it is a way, that we mitigate losses as we are automating our trades through PeakBot. But regardless, there's no upside. There's no upside to trade earnings like there might be if you were buying a call, for example, or even buying a put, counting on the stock price to go down. We can only earn, $30, $40, $70, $22 each week. So again, I don't know how much we need to say it, Dillon, but it seems like every week people are still trading tickers that are have earnings coming up. But to each his own. I get it. Premium chasing. The week during earnings, there's higher risk. Higher risk, of course, equals higher reward. We can see that as we scroll down this watch list here. The higher we get into the risk category here, the higher the returns are. We can see Coinbase, bullish, high risk. It's returning almost 1.4% this week, estimated, right? So higher risk, higher reward. But don't find yourself in a position like this. Hedge your strategies. Don't take that hedge off. Again, not financial advice. I'm just saying what I would do, what Dillon would do. And you won't find yourself in a huge unrealized loss position. So enough doom and gloom, right? Let's get to some more fun stuff. Now, typically at this point, I would kick it over to Dillon to talk through what changes he's going to make in his account for this week. But I did want to highlight, since I am live trading now every Monday from 2 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. on my Tradier account. I will be live trading again today. But I am opening up credit spreads. And I'm doing it manually for those of you that follow us that aren't quite ready for our automations yet. Maybe you want to see how the strategy works yourself for a week or two. And we're confident that after you see how the strategy does and you trade it yourself manually, you're going to be all in on the automations. You're going to say, why don't I just have a bot do this for me? That's how we feel. But I'll bite the bullet here. I'll trade manually. I hop on with Thomas. Thomas usually peer pressures me into getting into a position that I might not necessarily want to. But he's I think he's got 100% win rate actually, which I guess I should be thanking him rather than beating him.
You're not kidding.
So last week, and I'll just pull this up. Of course, it's going to load again. Last week, I entered 7 credit spreads. I only had to use $7,800 in capital to do that. So this is even less than the typical average account size people automate with PeakBot. But I just want to show the return potentials here. So I entered Marathon, Roku, Micron, Square, Affirm, Twilio, Coinbase, all different types of strategies, bullish, bearish, and an iron condor on Coinbase. And again, that's based on trend. In Coinbase specifically, last week, I think it was in a neutral trend. So in a neutral trend, I'm going to take advantage of both sides. I'm going to sell a call credit spread. I'm going to sell a put credit spread and collect premium on both of those. So I got into these positions at the beginning of the week. I wound up taking home a $678 victory win over the course of the week, and that's all in premium paid out. So I made about 8.7% on my capital last week. Pretty good week. It's not all roses and rainbows though. The week before I lost about $1,000, but the week before that I won about $1,200. So this is the game, the name of the game. There will be winning weeks, there will be losing weeks. It's all about getting ourselves into positions that we're comfortable with. I was comfortable with all these positions, except maybe Coinbase again, because Thomas peer pressured me, but thank you, Thomas.
It worked.
So to recap these positions, I did post on our X account over the weekend, just proof of trades, all of the trades that I made over the weekend. Now, if a trade did close on Friday, I didn't have that because it does take the next trading day for Tradier to load up all of the trades that actually did happen. So just to recap the ones that I did not cover, I know Coinbase was on there. So if I go here, I could go to my gain and loss. I could type in Coinbase and we could see the position that I got in last week, and we could see the gain and loss that I took there. So if we add all of these up, I know it's not going to be perfect math, but roughly $224 was made there. I believe Square might have closed out. I could go through all of them actually. So Marathon was first on the list. We can see my gain here on the sold put side was greater than the loss on the bought put side. So I took home a win there of about $140. That was about a 70% profit target. On Roku, I wound up going flat on that. Now, I did have to make a decision. And again, if you're trading with a bot, you don't need to make any of these decisions. The bot's going to do it for you. But I had to make a decision. Do I want to let this position continue to go throughout Friday and hopefully end up in a win? And at this point, I had already realized a lot of my gains from my other positions. So I was thinking, it's probably not worth letting myself get into a losing position if I already have a lot of gains this week. And I looked at my profit percentage with this at, just being a neutral trade, just flat break even. And I was up that 8.7% that you just saw. So I figured I'm just going to close this out. I'm not going to take any risk that I don't need to take here. I'm going to end this trade flat. So I took 0% profit there, but I'm totally fine with that because all my other positions are profitable. Then we've got Micron, which again, I entered last Monday. Looks like this position entered early. I hit my take profit earlier. So again, the gain here is obviously larger than the loss for roughly about $50. I've got Square. And again, Square closed, it looks like a day early. We had our profit target, and that took home about $120 in profit. We've got Affirm. And of course, if anybody has any questions on these positions, I'm happy to answer. Happy to talk through this strategy. I know I'm going through this pretty quickly, but I just wanted to show that hey, we are actually trading these strategies that we're talking about all the time, and here are the actual results of those strategies. So Affirm took home like a $90-ish win. And then Twilio is the last one because I just showed Coinbase to start. Twilio, here's my position. Again, this one exited early. The gain is larger than the loss. It was about a $55 win there. So again, all these trades were placed last Monday live. You just saw the results live. You too can trade these strategies. We are going to be launching an alerts product soon, whereby you can trade all of these positions manually, and you'll get a better curated, I'll call it, watch list, a more easy to read watch list where you can hop in, you can see what the top tickers are for the particular week. You can see what your max risk would be. You can see how much premium. You could kind of build your own little portfolio like I've been doing live over the past couple of weeks. And then it'll very clearly say, sell this strike, buy this strike, enter this price. So if you are interested in that, let's get our phone number floating on the bottom of the screen again. If you are
I'm also
interested in
going
that,
to put it in the chat, Ben.
okay, great. Text I'm in for alerts to the number on screen, 973-888-1166. We'll get you on the alerts platform. That's going to be priced at $5 per week. But trust me, you'll be earning more than $5 per week in premium with these alerts. And then once you're comfortable with the strategy and you realize I don't need to be doing this manually, then you're going to hop into Dillon's world here. So Dillon, pull up your screen where Dillon just automates everything. Dillon doesn't want to be bothered with the manual entering of trades.
Yeah, I'm too busy for that and too emotional. And look, that's the whole idea. The reason we're providing the alerts. People might think, if you know PeakBot well enough, we've gone past the alert, right? We're placing the trade for you. It's fully automated, hands-free trading, stock trader in your pocket. But the alerts for individuals who don't have one of the brokerages that we're integrated with, Tradier and our other two partners, we want to make sure that you have the ability to get in on this as well. But as Ben mentioned, you'll do alerts for a couple weeks and you'll realize, why am I not just letting the bot do this for me? Okay, I'll create the broker account. I'll get going. So let's take a look at things here. So I'm going to pull up my screen. Now, of course, this is one of my broker accounts, or this is one of my PeakBot accounts here. I have an active account in each one of our broker partners. Okay. This is one of them. Last week, okay, on the wheel strategy. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the wheel strategy, been around for decades, a lot of information for you on this strategy available anywhere, our pages and really anywhere else. We're selling puts weekly, okay, until we get assigned the shares. All right, with this strategy, there is a possibility of being assigned the shares, roughly about a 30% chance of being assigned the shares, okay? These two stocks that I traded last week, these two contracts, I sold put credit spreads on them because I do not own the shares. And both were successful. Again, we have about a 70% win rate just based on the deltas that we're selling here. So I was not assigned on AA. I was not assigned on DraftKings last week. So I was able to collect my premium. In fact, if we take a look at my trade log here, we can see the premium earned on both of these trades. Okay, so I made about $34 on my DraftKings trade, $19 on my Alcoa Corp trade. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take a look at these stocks and where they fall right now on the watch list. Before I do so, I want people to understand this account has been crushing it as of late, mostly on the back of the trend spread strategy. Okay. Our trend spread strategy has been in beta for about 2 months now. It's set to be released, I'd say, sometime in June.
We've got some fun updates coming to trend spread.
Yes.
We'll probably launch commercially before we implement all of those updates and then run a new beta for that. But if we have time at the end of the show, we'll get into that.
Happily can cover that. So, and I can share where those are at, just so everybody knows. This account, here's my account here at 15,767. As you can see, on May 13th, this account was actually at 14,395. So I'm up about, $1,300 since May 13th. Love that. Okay.
And you can see all my trend spread positions here: Datadog, Micron, Morgan Stanley, Roku, Taiwan Semiconductors, Twilio, Wayfair, Zoom, maybe that's Zim, I forget. But all of these positions are here. I've been profitable on a majority of them. We can see Datadog today, pre-market, got a lot going on. We'll see how that shakes out. But these are all my trend spread positions that entered on Friday, okay? So with our trend spread bot, they enter Friday as early as the previous Friday, set to expire this Friday, okay? But with that strategy, the bot is not going to allow it to expire. It's going to close the contract on day of expiration around noon Eastern and open up a new contract for the following Friday. That's what we're doing. We're rolling contracts, avoiding assignment, letting your capital go further for you, and strictly collecting premium. Okay. But let's go back to the wheel, AA and DraftKings. So if we take a look at these two positions on our watch list, here's Alcoa Corp. All right. This falls in right to where I like it. All right. So we're trading at 44.27. Trend is bullish, moderate risk, only a $2 spread, which I like. Stock, my strike price rather, is at 42.50, which is telling me I would need this much cash available if I were to be assigned the shares. Okay. This is what I'm earning in premium. All right. Which is a 0.64% return on my total cash. Now, if we're doing the math quickly, if we're talking about how much we're actually utilizing for the trade, so $27 earned in premium by the 200, it's actually a 13.5% return, 27 out of that 200, okay? But we're giving you the total in case you were to be assigned. We can see my strikes, 42.50 and 40.50. In fact, if I pull up Tradier, I want to just take a look at, I'll click on research. I want to take a look at this stock and where it's been. So again, my sold strike is 42.50. Let's look at the 5-day chart. As we can see, we haven't, I guess we touched 42.50 briefly on the 29th as well as the 28th here. But I kind of like where things are at. If we take a look at the technical analysis, we have a very strong buy here. 9 neutral, 16 buy, only 1 sell signal. Ipso facto, I'm rocking with AA again this week. If we take a look at DraftKings on here, I'm a little zoomed in, but that's okay. DraftKings has fallen down into the high risk category. The trend is neutral. Go ahead. What?
I was going to say, and neutral. I don't know how you want to play that.
I don't think I want to. Now, look, we don't hate neutral, okay? The wheel strategy is a neutral to bullish strategy. If the stock stays flat or even loses a little bit, as you can see, we have some breathing room here. So the stock is currently trading at 35.13. Our sold strike at the 30 delta is $34, and then 32 is our bought strike. So I got $1.13 of breathing room here, but I think there's better places to put my cash. So I'm going to scroll up here. I was taking a look at some of the bullish moderate positions here. I might go back to my trusty JD that I've been trading for a while. In fact, I think I'm going to put two spreads on JD. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my PeakBot portfolio. I'm going to remove DraftKings, okay? I don't have an active position or an open contract on this. That's warning you in case you did that. It's not actually going to sell it for you. So now I got some capital to work with. I'm going to add a new stock. And by the way, this is where the magic happens, people, or whatever side we're on. 3 steps, okay? You're in and you're out of here, all right? So I'm going to select my bot. I'm going with the wheel. I'm going to select JD, okay? And I'm going to do 2 contracts. 2 spreads. All right. Activate. I agree. And that stock is going to be added now into my automated portfolio here. So you can see now 2 spreads are active with our hedge turned on. This is roughly the amount of capital I would need if I was to be assigned the shares. But remember with JD here, it's only $1.50 spread. So I'm only using $300 of capital to open these two contracts today. Okay. These spreads. I'm going to earn $13 in premium per contract, roughly 0.5%. I like that on the wheel. I like sticking right around that 0.5% premium earned on the week, because anything higher than that, I start getting a little weird about it. But with the trend spread bot, I'll come down here and I'll flirt with some of these. As you can see, Coinbase, just nutty, $17.50.
If you want to see Thomas peer pressure me into trading Coinbase again, tune in at 2:00.
2:00. Ben might take a ride on Coinbase today. Anyway, so that's my portfolio. I'm not going to change anything on trend spread. I've already entered all of these positions on Friday, set to collect. Normally, I didn't do the actual math for these contracts, but I normally collect somewhere between $750 and $1,000 in weekly premium from these positions. Okay, I'm taking a couple more risks. I'm collecting a higher premium because I'm not going to get assigned these shares. All right, I'm just selling put or call credit spreads or an iron condor if the trend is neutral, and we're rocking and rolling here. So again, as you can see on my account here, performing very well. Pre-market, we're up about 1.1%. We'll see how today goes, and we'll see how this week goes. But this account was at $13,100, 13.1K on April 11th. Okay, it's June 3rd. I'm at 15,767. Love that. All right. So that is my portfolio for the week. What else do we need to cover? I know we're getting close. We got about a half hour till market opens here.
Yep.
What else do we want to cover here today, Ben?
So I could go over the upcoming changes to the trend spread automation for those that do want in on the trend spread beta. Again, trend spread is we're selling those credit spreads, and we are deciding the direction based on the 67-day EMA. So on the wheel watch list that we saw, if that trend says bullish, we are going to be selling a put credit spread. If it says bearish, we're going to be selling a call credit spread. If it says neutral, we're going to be selling an iron condor. I say we, the bot. The bot's going to be placing those orders for you in your brokerage account. I integrate with my Tradier account, so I do have automated trades going in there along with my manual trading. I like to trade with Tradier because, and you should, if you are on Tradier, or even if you're not on Tradier, get a Tradier Pro account. $10 a month, commission-free trading. I'm saving hundreds of dollars every single week when I place my manual trades. I think last week I can go back to my screen and just see how many spreads I traded. Traded 35 spreads. I multiply that by 2, so that's 70 contracts, and then there's an open close. So there's 140 different contracts traded, and I just take that and multiply it by Tradier's price, which is lower than other brokers of 35 cents per contract. That's $49. All right, so maybe not hundreds of dollars last week, but that was actually a lower volume of contracts that I actually traded.
That adds up
last week.
That adds
it
up.
Does. I mean that's still $49 that I traded. If I was trading on another brokerage account, my $678 game would only be $629, right? So definitely worth it. But and I think this chart here is good to show too when we're talking about the changes coming to the trend spread bot. Now, right now, what the strategy is doing is it's essentially getting you to a position on Friday. If you miss Friday, it'll get you in on Monday, and Monday's when I live trade my spreads. And if you don't get in on Monday, it'll get you in on Tuesday. So there's a lot of forgiveness there. Try to get in on Friday. You'll get the most premium because there's the most time between that entry and when the contract actually expires. So what we're going to be doing, and we're going to start testing out internally at least, is if you get into a position on Friday, we're going to set up a 50% take profit target for Monday. Like let's get those wins in. Let's take profit when we can take profit and decrease our chances of losing. We all want to be winners here. On Monday, if you don't take profit on a position, if that's just not profitable, doesn't hit your target, we'll cancel that order, automatically place a new order at a 60% take profit on Tuesdays. If you don't get that on Tuesday, we'll cancel that. get into a 70% take profit on Wednesday. So you can see the pattern, and then it's 80 on Thursday, and then Friday will act as normal, where we just roll the position, we roll the contract or the spread into next week's, and then we'll collect whatever premium is available there, or take whatever loss we've incurred there at that point. But we're giving ourselves exits every single day of the week as time goes on. Again, in effort to be more profitable, take that profit when we can, lose less. I was going to say like ABC, but they're all they're all the same point. We want to win, so we want to increase our chances of winning by taking profit when profit's available. Because the worst feeling ever is when you're in a profitable position on a Wednesday, right? And you've got your contract expiring on Friday, and the trend changes midweek. And then that profitable position that you might have been up 80% on is now in a losing position. Whereas if we had some take profit parameters built in, we might have ended the week with a win on that ticker. So I'm setting these up manually for myself now. We will be working these profit target levels into our alerts. So again, get signed up for our waitlist for alerts, and all that information will be shared. But most importantly, all of this work is going to be automated for you in the trend spread strategy, so you don't have to manually go in, cancel orders, set up a new order, figure out what the limit price needs to be for you to profit or align with this 50, 60, 70, 80% take profit levels as we're staging it throughout the week. So that's the big change there. Other than that, some big news. We're starting our Iron Condor beta today. Today is only going to be on Tradier accounts. If you have a Schwab account and you signed up for Iron Condor beta or a Tasty Trade account, that's going to happen later, hopefully this week. But Tradier accounts will start testing Iron Condor today. I think we're working on getting everybody access to just the SPY and the Qs to test. And again, this is just a beta test. So if you're interested in that strategy, again, we've been posting the results of the new Iron Condor strategy on our X account. You can see that my account's been up. It's up over 200% over the course of the last 60 or so trading days that I've been trading it. So we're very excited about this strategy, and we're really excited to automate it for everybody. I've been testing it manual and automated for the past several weeks now. So that's all I got, Dylan. I don't know if you have anything else.
Are you sure that's it?
I think that's it. Are you tired of listening to me yet?
No, not at all. That is definitely more than you would normally talk. Ben's passionate about these new strategies, okay, and he has every right to be. If you've been following along with this Iron Condor strategy that we will soon be automating, that the beta is live today. Ben, what's your overall percentage you're up on that in the last 60 trading days? Over 200%?
Over 204%. I could find you the exact number if we're looking for exact numbers.
And while you're pulling it up, look, people, we we share all of the trades, okay, through the brokers, through everything. We want to show you because we understand we did not get into this game to do 200% in 60 days, but we found a strategy that works, right? And
that could very quickly change.
Yeah.
If we could get my screen up here real quick, just to recap, 61 trading days we've been testing this out. I've won 39 days. I've lost 22. That's roughly a 64% win rate. Again, on this strategy, we're straddling the 25 delta. So we're statistically giving ourselves the chance of, I'll call it 70% of winning, right? So I would expect this win rate to go up slightly over the course of time. But what I really love is the average win size versus the average loss size with this win rate, right? The average win size, almost $33, average loss size, just above $45. So when you extrapolate that out over time, which I did down here, I mean, that nets out to a huge ROI over the course of a year. I don't know where this is going to end up over the course of the year. I'd love, of course, to see a return that high. But if that were actually reality, then I think everybody would be trading these Iron Condors. But I do really like the way this strategy is set up. all the details, again, they're on our threads on X. Go ahead, go follow us, and you'll get these updates every single day. I am placing these trades every single day, and I have been for the past, I guess, 3 trading months. So it's been a lot of fun trading this strategy. It's even more fun to have it automated.
Yep. And if you want in on the Iron Condor beta, just text us at the number on screen, in for IC. Okay. We've had that wait list. Our traders who requested access, again, are getting started today with a fully automated strategy there. Okay. So listen, to wrap things up here, we want to make sure everybody has enough time to go set up their portfolios for the week. But PeakBot, automated trading made easy, okay? Works, trade smarter, not harder, all right? We're putting Stock Trader in your pocket. We're integrated with Tradier as well as Schwab and Tasty Trade. Ben already mentioned it. In fact, the account that I had pulled up earlier was my Schwab account. I'm moving, and that's my bigger account across the 3. I'm moving all that capital to Tradier. Truth be told, right? I'm going to save so much with Tradier Pro, the $10 a month subscription, in fees. If you're trading more than, call it 3 to 5 contracts per week, it already makes sense to just pay for the $10 a month, because if you do that every week, you're going to be paying more than $10 a month in fees on options contracts. So I'm moving my big account over to Tradier to save on fees. Check it out. If you'd like, you can create your PeakBot account at usepeakbot.com. Create your Tradier account at usepeakbot.com/Tradier, Tradier. But look, we're going to continue to automate these option selling strategies. That's our bread and butter. We love collecting premium. We love generating consistent income while minimizing risk with our spreads, and now even our take profits and our stop losses. So I don't know what you're waiting for, people. This is how everybody's going to be trading in the next 2 years. We made it easy, affordable, and transparent. Our subscriptions start at $19 a month. We price these to pay for themselves. Okay, we don't need to get rich on your subscription. We want everybody to have access to automated trading like Wall Street and hedge funds have had access for 40 years. All right, so come in, check it out. If you're not 100% sure that you want to trust our bot to do so, A, look at our results, B, look at our testimonials, and C, go sign up for the alerts and do it yourself until you realize that you shouldn't, and that you should just, pay the $19 a month and let us do it for you. So none of this is financial advice. You're still picking the stocks. Our watch list right now, last thing, 2 things. Our watch list is available to the public right now. It won't be, okay? We're going to be removing our 2-week free trial. Our watch list that's publicly available on our website, usepeakbot.com, is going to be internalized. If you want access to our watch list, you're going to need a PeakBot account. You're going to need to subscribe to one of our services, okay? That watch list is invaluable, saving you so much time. All right, so check it out. Let us know if you have questions. Schedule time. I threw it in the Twitter chat and everywhere else. pkbt.app/meet. You'll talk to me. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll make sure you're taken care of, okay? And we'll go from there. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Ben will be live at 2 o'clock Eastern today, trading live and being peer pressured by Thomas to make trades that maybe he shouldn't make, but they've been working out. Appreciate everybody. If you're taking a look at what GameStop's doing today, be careful. GameStop's kind of on a tear right now. But anything anybody needs, you guys just let us know. Appreciate you. And we'll see you at the peak. Have a good one. Take care.
All opinions expressed by Tradier Hub contributors are solely the contributors' opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Hub contributors as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or to follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. The contributors' opinions are based on their own personal research, but neither Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries warrants its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. Any trades or positions discussed or referred to by contributors may or may not be actual live trades or positions. Such information is not intended to be financial or investment advice. Tradier Inc. is the parent company of Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. and Tradier Inc. are separate entities with their own products and services. Securities products and services are offered through Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. is an independent subsidiary of Tradier Inc., all rights reserved, member FINRA SIPC.